After we go through the deep, dark, dank forest, we can come out here and watch the sun rise or set. Or I still haven't figured out a way to definitively tell whether it's a sunrise or a sunset just by looking at it. Does the sun look different? I guess if you don't know which way you're looking, or if there's no telltale moss on one side of the tree or something, I don't know. This is a nice painting, though. I would guess acrylic. I love how warm the tree is. The land is totally textureless, which is, I mean, I would have find it. I mean, everything else in the painting has tons of texture. You know, the sky has more texture than the land, which is a crazy thing. Which is, I guess, I'm assuming a conscious choice. Sometimes it's like that when the sun is coming up and the sky is all you can look at. Oh, look at that. You know, it's all right. You know, you can get away with submitting 2 pieces sometimes if it's 1-page spread. These are awesome. This is a thing I like doing sometimes, where you just put down big random splotches of ink on the paper like this. Like, I'm pretty sure that's how it started, just splattering ink onto the paper, right? And then building the doodle around it. And this looks so cool. I mean, once again, I'm probably biased because I like drawing stuff like this as well. But, you know, so be it. I like looking at it. Very satisfying. I can tell you took your time with this, which is great. So yeah, keep it up. Very good. Okay. So here we have what seems to be a diagram of the anatomy of the earth, kind of, you know, like maybe this is the crust, you know, and then it goes down the mantle. Maybe this is like the core of the earth, but then at the same time, it's also, the diagram is constructed in the shape of a hot air balloon, which is totally, you know, not how, it's like a hot air balloon would not, I don't have all the words to describe how I'm feeling, but you know, it would never be made out of heavy rock and dirt and the earth. It's like the opposite. Maybe if I ever go to art school, I'll have the words to describe my feelings about art. But yeah, I like this. I like all these little shapes, kind of all nested inside each other right here. All right, another fun doodle here. I like all the different patterns present in this one, you know? Just all mixed in with each other. I think this one was pretty fun to do. Must have been. Had to have been. I hope it was. This one looks like a weird messed up Rubik's Cube. Yeah, it's cool. Keep it up, man. Alright. My favorite part about this one is, once again, probably just how you kept the focus on their faces by totally summing up their bodies with just this big chunk of blackness, right? So then we have to look at their faces, because that's really what it's about. It's like we get all the emotion and feeling and everything, and there's a lot of it there. I don't really know, you know. So I'm not sure I entirely like what's going on here, but it's well done, I think. I feel like this is digital. Definitely digital. Well, that's obvious when you... I was looking at like the brush strokes, but then it's obvious when you look at like the blush on the cheeks and stuff that it's digital, right? I don't know why there was even a question in my mind. Oh yeah. The more I look at it, the creepier it gets. You know, like his little hand here pulling her hair back and stuff. Yeah, it's definitely makes me uneasy. Doesn't mean it's bad art. Definitely, it's good art if it makes me feel something, right? Rhinoceros, rip. I heard these are like going extinct or gone extinct or... Oh no, it's sad stuff, whatever it is. This is very cool. I like all the texture in the skin though. I can't help but think, it is kind of weird how this side of the paper seems way warmer than this side. It's probably just they had a warm light over here and a cool light over here. But I feel it does bother me a little bit. It seems like a lot more work went into some parts of this drawing than others, you know? The main part of the drawing that bothers me is like this whole shoulder area. But I bet there just wasn't a lot of texture here compared to like all the cool wrinkles and, you know, gnarly flesh and stuff right here. This is probably just like a much smoother gray expanse, and then it was just hard to color it all in with the same pencil without making all the pencil marks so evident. Maybe you should have like rubbed it a little bit with your finger to buff it out a little bit. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't do a lot of pencil work, but I just feel like it kind of jumps out at me. Like this part looks almost unfinished, or the rest of it, you know, like even just the front of the legs and the neck and all the face here looks a little bit more polished. But it definitely looks really cool. It's satisfying. I love these kind of textures, whether they're on a rhinoceros's face or a piece of driftwood or some crazy cliff on the side of a mountain. I love this sort of thing, and he did a great job at rendering that. Super cool. Cool ears too. This one, super deep. Don't know what it means, but I'm guessing it has something to do with you know, I don't want to say drugs because a lot of people say my art is about drugs when it's not, but I don't think I'd be out of line to suspect it may have something to do with drugs. But I'm not going to definitively say that. But it's all right to suspect that.
Nosso isolamento terminou.
But it's definitely cool. I especially like the way, oh my goodness, I did it again. The way he did these lines here, like the shading. It's very careful and intentional. Like all of this right here. It's very satisfying. I mean, it's just very crisp, you know? I can tell you took your time with it. None of this like sketchy back and forth lines that we have noticed some other times. Just like one careful line. Sometimes you have to sketch it out in pencil first so that you can confidently draw your line in pen. If that's what it takes, that's all right. And then you can erase the pencil. That's pretty sweet though. All the stars too. Right, here's another one. This person also submitted like 4 pieces, and this is the only one that was, I guess I could say was safe for YouTube. But they all looked, this is actually the one I liked least, but it's the only one I felt comfortable putting on YouTube. But they all had this great like clean, almost kind of reduced to the bare minimum style, but still like looking awesome, right? Like how much, like they ask themselves, how much can I take away and still have it look like, what are the extraneous, all the extraneous stuff I don't need in order for it to be a cool piece or to accomplish what I need to accomplish. What she got in here, the Air Max 97s. But yeah, I just love like the color choices, everything about it. It's satisfying. All right. Of course I like this. Yeah. If I had to guess, this would be like a red, like a fountain pen. Might not be, but if I had to guess, you know, it might just be like a regular kind of maroon, you know, felt tip pen or something. But I feel it's probably just because usually when I use a pen this color, it's usually because I have some random fountain pen with ink that color in it. It's like a weird monster head with all this random stuff piled up on top of it. But I love these textures, of course, because it's relevant to my interests. It's a tumor. I would get that baseball-sized tumor checked out, by the way. Also, maybe work on these little sections. Just blank white space. I don't know. Is that a hole in its head, or I don't know. You do you, though. All right, all right. This looks like maybe some crazy type of reactor or something. Very prominent placement of the artist's name, which is okay. Victor draws lines. Makes me think that's actually part of the art, you know? Which is fine. I love these little like tendrils of lightning or whatever going around these. It's very, you got like perspective and everything going on here with these boxes, right? Yeah. It looks great. Probably had to plan all that out, or I mean, I guess. More eyeballs. Is this actually like a cut? I think there's actually like a cut through the board right there, and then it's like bleeding the yellow paint. Actually, I wonder if this is like a piece of scrap wood they found that was already cut through most of the way. If they cut it through and then that was like their plan with it. Because I don't feel like I would have that. Such a cool idea to be like, I'm gonna cut it and then make it bleed yellow paint instead of having the board be yellow and have it bleed red paint. The board's gonna be red and have it bleed yellow paint. I just wouldn't think of it. You know, that's what's so cool about looking at all this art. Everyone's brain works different ways. The eyes look awesome, cloudy, bloodshot, dripping with the yellow stuff. Oh. Looks like these people are all stuck together in some sort of miasma. And this guy wishes it was all over. This person is just doesn't really know what's going on. This person's just living with it. What do you think? This is charcoal? Oh, I guess it's charcoal. I don't understand. Is there like an explosion coming from back here, you think? Do you think these are supposed to be the victims of some awful event? Is this like a depiction of Chernobyl or something? I don't know. I wouldn't want to assume too much, but I'm allowed to assume whatever I want, really, when it comes to art, I feel like. Once the artist puts it out into the world, they don't really have control over it anymore. If they don't want people thinking the wrong thing about their art, never show it to anyone. All right, Aaron. We got here watercolors and Pigmamicron. It's looking good. Strong color choices, crisp line work. I like it. Do it some more. Yeah, you've got a good thing going here. I like the yellow, the blue, yeah. Sweet, man. All right. This looks like it could be a square in some like cool like graphic novel or something, kind of Mobius-esque or something. I don't know, but yeah, I like the position of like these two type, the circle around this weird temple thing, and then the great blank hole above it. The hatching, the cross hatching, the other type of cross hatching. These little lines kind of snaking back and forth through it all. That's fun to look at. That's another one I like zooming out on. I think it looks cool. It kind of gets like really crisp when you zoom out, right? Kind of all solidifies a bit more. You can't see the individual lines of the cross hatching anymore, right? So you see the whole picture more. Ooh, I want to zoom out on that one. Yeah. That one, I feel like when you zoom out, that one becomes a little more 3D with these dark sections really sinking back behind these white orbs. I love all these tendrils. Look at that. Snaking around this bigger tendril. I feel like this is like some kind of junk demon or something. It says, what a time to be alive. Oh, ain't that the truth? That's super satisfying to look at. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Oh, got a photograph here. 2 baseball bats, one with barbed wire around it and one with nails in it. And I always kind of wondered about this. When you put the nails in the baseball bat, do you pre-drill the holes? Because I always kind of assumed that if you hammered enough nails into the baseball bat, it would start like splitting apart and eventually it would become like a useless, flimsy piece of flim-flam, you know? But if you pre-drill, then maybe it would maintain a little bit more structural integrity. But I don't know. Anyways, I'm not really sure what this picture means or if it has to mean anything at all. It's definitely interesting. With the green light bulb and the 2 bats. Oh. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Is this its skeleton? Now, am I supposed to assume that in the background here, is this the flag of Japan? We're very much zoomed in on? Because this could be a white flag with a big red circle, right? That's probably assuming too much. Also, I keep on seeing this in a couple different ways. What if this was its 2 eyes, and then its mouth opens this way between its face? But no, I think this is its eye up here, and this is some other just hole in its jaw that because we have holes in our jaws like that too. We have one like right here that like veins go into and stuff. I don't like talking. I mean, we have a hole like. Oh, maybe it's like our hole that's back here, like this. It's just hard. It's hard. I don't know. I don't really know dragon anatomy that well. I like these nice smooth gradients in this is a pencil. Looks pretty sweet. And the red in the background really does look good. It really does. That's a pretty cool drawing. The little scratch on her cheek, the roses, seem like, I don't know if they're supposed to be like ghost hands or like the hands of a doctor with like blue latex gloves on. I'm guessing this is watercolor. It seems so well done, so polished. I mean, even just for some reason, like the hair is so amazing to me. These lines are so satisfying, the curls and curves of the hair. And the gradients and the rose petals. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and that subtle shadow under that ribbon right there. Just slightly more than flesh colored. Just a little darker. And is this metallic gold paint for the earrings? A little bit of a highlight there right above the lips and across the top of the nose there and under the eyelids. I mean, they thought of everything. It's a masterpiece. So well done. That's really cool. This is awesome to look at also. I feel like my favorite part of it is just like the combination of the colors and how it seems kind of like loose and sketchy at first, but still it all comes together so well. Just like the squiggling back and forth. But at first I thought this was just red, but I think it's red. And then also orange, you know. In most places there's like a couple things going on here. I think there's red and orange here, and then just orange, maybe yellow. Yeah. There's red and pink here. 2 shades of green here. Couple, maybe two shades of blue and maybe some green here. This is not a haphazard thing. It's a cool style. It looks good. Let's zoom out on that one. Yeah. What if I could see that as a cool stained glass window in some crazy chapel. That'd be awesome. Self-portrait, it says. That's cool. That says a lot. I don't know what it says, but that's often the reason to make art, because you can't say it with words, So I don't feel bad about not being able to articulate what this says, but I like looking at it. I know that. I do know that. Thank you for sharing this. It's very... I just love how minimalistic it is, it doesn't need like a background or anything. It doesn't need like all the pieces. I guess it's kind of like assuming this is like a statue of a head that's broken apart. I don't even want to say any more about it, but I really like it. All right. Got another screenshot here. Let me see if I can zoom in. All right. This looks like a multimedia piece. Maybe like a painted canvas with like some paper circles glued on, and then some printed out, cut out photographs glued on. Maybe another self-portrait. #sepia. See, look, if everyone put these hashtags on all this stuff, then I would know. It's acrylic. It's canvas. It's a face. That's cool, though. No, I like that. It says, I think that what really makes... I think if these cutout hands and eyes, didn't have like those borders around them, I think I might not like it as much, but that really does help a lot. It looks like it could be from two different people, right? Is it? I don't know. What do you guys think? This hand and this eye? Or I think this eye goes to this hand, or this eye goes to this hand, or this eye goes to this hand, or... And whose lips are they, if they are two different people? And why aren't the lips outlined? Oh. Okay, so it took me a long time to notice this guy sitting down here with his satchel. Maybe it's his lunchbox. Maybe that's his thermos right there, I can't tell. He's sitting here watching the world end, maybe. This is like an exercise in cross-hatching and hatching. I love all this stuff going on here. It's just fun to look at. I like the sweeping, how this part like sweeps and swoops around like that, and kind of it's like a wave breaking up here. There's like some action and stuff exploding. Oh my goodness. There is, without a doubt, a sweet, soft spot deep in my heart for old ships like this, with all the sails and the rigging and all the pulleys, just all the ropes. And to me, they're just random pieces of wood and ropes and thises and that's everywhere, but it's it kind of plays into the way I make those random those diagrams that don't make any sense, because this appeals to me in the same way. This makes as much sense to me as my diagrams do to you, right? Because I don't know what this does, and I make a diagram, I point out a thing that you don't know what it does. It's like the same thing, right? It appeals to my sense of wonder and like childlike, like you don't know. You just don't know, because so many things these days, we know how they work, and which is awesome. It's good to know things. It's good to learn, but sometimes it's nice to not know. Yeah, this is obviously just very crisp, clean work. I mean, we were just talking about cross-hatching, and this is, you can see it culminating here in this sort of stuff. Look at that thing. Look at it. Wow. Amazing. This is pretty. I think this is in the future. This car looks a little, it's either futuristic or this is a weird, like a electric Lamborghini or something. I don't know. I feel like we don't really have that many hubcaps that look like these this day, like that these days, but it could just be kind of stylized. But I feel like this, while it is a cool style, you know, and it looks kind of stylized, like, oh yeah, like, I feel like it also looks very realistic, like the way the light is rendered up here, and it's very washed out. This I would be very sluggish to do, to render light like this, because I want to always draw everything. If I see it, I want to draw it. But if you're looking right, I don't know, it's just, I think it's a good, like, honest portrayal of how light works and stuff like that. I don't really know how else to say it, but even though it's, you know, up here, like, it's just like blobs and shapes and stuff, but you guys know what I mean? Oops, sorry. It's pretty. Oh my goodness. Here's looking at you, pal. Beautiful. Wonderful. Eyeballs. I hate to know what a trip to the optometrist for this guy costs, or how long it takes. Or what the next project for this person is to draw what a set of eyeglasses looks like. That would fit all these eyes. Oh man. This is it's like really, like, wonderfully brutal. The shape is, I mean, the face is like really well drawn, you know, like I feel like anatomically, like it's all the right shape and everything. Then it's like, did this eye explode or something? Did he wink too hard? And then just like just like the gestures here of these markers. I think it's just like a pink marker, you know, and a red marker. It's just like scribbly, the loose, wild scribbles. I feel like there's, what is this, like dirty water splashed on here or something? I feel like this is where you put a pile of red ink here and then blow on it with a straw, or just maybe just blow on it regularly, who knows. This reminds me of Ralph Steadman, you know. All of it a little bit kind of does, but it's a cool style. Really cool. Just the kind of wild, kind of let loose, you know. Don't hang on to it too much. Just put it out there. Okay, so here is a giraffe licking the world's tallest ice cream cone. In fact, it's 2, 4, 6, 27 something. I just guessed. Someone tell me how close I was. Its tongue is very long. This looks like a scene that could be happening right around the corner from Nighthawks by what's his name? Edward Hopper. You know what I'm talking about? That famous painting of the diner at night with the big glass window and the lonely people sitting inside. I feel like this has the same, despite the crazy, like almost, you know, ridiculous thing that's going on here. The mood of it, I feel like, is something that could be happening in that same setting, which I think says a lot. Like the background is really entrancing me. Just like the colors chosen here and everything. The way it, I don't know. I think I would guess this is an oil painting, but I couldn't say for sure. I like it a lot. Right? maybe also an oil painting. I also don't know who this is, if this is a famous person I'm supposed to know. Actually, no, I don't know who's oil painting. But I do like that you can see the texture of the canvas right here. You know, even some of the canvas showing through. At least the primed canvas. When I went to the, I think it was the Museum of Modern Art in New York, one of the main things I remember about seeing Starry Night by Van Gogh is that you could see so much of the raw, unprimed canvas showing through so many of the paint strokes. And also, like, I can see so much yellow showing through here behind, like he's almost being backlit by yellow light. And the skin tones are beautiful to me. I like this a lot. Yeah, I love the skin. I love how some people paint skin. It's just definitely one of those times. Alright. The number 7, I'm guessing this is.
Longe demais. Eu preciso chegar mais perto.
I think this is colored pencils. That's good. You doodle out the shape. And maybe outlined with a marker, right? The green outline looks like maybe a marker. It looks sharp though. But yeah, this looks cool. I'm just having a good time looking at all the little things in there, so. Pretty sweet. I see the YouTube play button right there. I see that. I see that. Whoa. Tall painting. I mean drawing. Oh, we got a lone astronaut carefully clutching the last hope of natural growth in the universe. Is he about to plant it right here? Oh, hope it makes it. Everything's riding on this. I love the wreckage here. Crumbling city in the background. The silhouettes of the wreckage right here. That's a good thing to do. That's a good idea. I should try that sometime. To give it like a sense of foreground. Then you can do middle ground right here, you know, and then there's the background here. There's like a lot of different things spatially going on. Really cool. Alright, another digital collage. Really cool. The clutches of a robot arm. I like it. Pretty sweet. I like how some of this stuff it's all like different. Everything has different vanishing points, so it's a little bit, you know, halting to look at. It's like when in Inception, when they would twist the city around and everything was skewing. Messes with your mind. Whoa. We have a warrior or something like that. This is digital. This is wild. You know, it's like all in black and white, and I just this. Oh, they just block like an ice blast. Is this person dual wielding shields? They just do shield bash over and over again. Double shield. But the way that this ice blast explodes on the shield is very satisfying. Like all these, there's like all these little, you know, triangles. Actually, it's just a buttload of triangles, it seems like. No, I see a tetrahedral shape right there. But it's super, super cool. Lots of polygons. And also, you know, little cloudy effects and stuff all mixed together, and some actual snowflakes. But it looks awesome. Like, you can see the action, like, and the reflection on the metal armor here.
Eu preciso
If anything,
chegar mais
looks
perto.
like some of this really looks like metal armor. You know, it has like texture. There's all this stuff, and then I feel like the shoe has like no texture at all. It's a little bit off-putting. I don't know if. One of the most annoying things you can say to an artist is, "Can't wait to see it when it's done," but maybe it's just a cloth shoe. I hate it when people say that. I mean, people don't say that often to me because, or maybe I just don't pay attention when they do. But yeah, don't say it.
Longe demais. Estou fora de
Whoa.
alcance. Eu preciso chegar mais
Oh,
perto.
this one's kind of intense because first of all, I can't really figure out what's actually going on here as far as like the texture in the background. Is it just a lot of swirls, cross hatching? Because I can't tell if the image quality is low or just so much texture. Definitely cool.
Estou fora de alcance.
Airplanes coming in the background. This guy's doing something, hacking away at something with a weird tool. It definitely looks apocalyptic. Not post-apocalyptic. Dead in the middle of the apocalypse, definitely. Smoke coming up out of the thing he's trying to get open. I don't know. Definitely very cool. I feel like this actually, I feel like I'm also almost hinging on the feeling that this background was made digitally, you know, like some
A
pattern
pedra-chave
digitally
garantirá a nossa
replicated.
vitória
But I
contra a
don't want to
magistra.
jump to the
Seu
I feel
empenho
like
não
there's some
será
swirls or
esquecido.
something I see repeated over and over again, but I don't know. I don't want to, because I feel like that's almost me saying he cheated. Not that I think digital art is cheating, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Hair is one of the main things that I struggle with and have struggled with for a long time. I used to think I had to draw every single strand of hair.
Eu preciso chegar mais perto.
And I've combated that by just drawing a lot of bald people mostly. I think just saying this is a way to maybe
Preciso de um
make
alvo.
the art itself more powerful. Would there be a way to maybe try to get this message that women are warriors, try to get that across purely through the art itself instead of relying on writing it at the bottom, right? Not that it's bad to, right? I'm not trying to discourage you from doing that, but I feel like that is one way you could take this and it would be even more potent. And then, even then, you could still write it at the bottom, whatever you end up doing, and then it would be twice as powerful, right? Like if you gave yourself the challenge of trying to get across a certain message without being able to use words. Of course, I'm a little hypocritical with that because I hardly have any specific message I want to get across with my art, but right here we have a cool owl. Jam-packed with detail. Look at all that. Most carefully done. Every single last little feather there. It's like a mandala owl or something. Mandala weaving. It's got little reflections in the eyes. It's got tons of stippling. There's actually an alarming amount of stippling going on here, which I feel like might be a little bit rushed, just because some of it's like a little bit clumpy or something. But sometimes that's just how it goes. You have to set your own boundaries and rules for, you know, how much time you're willing to spend on something. But I feel like with something like this, with stippling, that's one thing you can always improve on, is just slowing down and placing each dot more carefully. But yeah, this looks awesome. There's even little drawings in these feathers down here. Oh, up here it says, was the dead man a real person? This is a cool style. Yeah. I like it. I just like the way these are rendered. Like, it seems like there's maybe a whole... I can't tell if these are pencil drawings on the same page or other drawings on an opposite page. So maybe you've got like a whole sketchbook of these, which would be interesting to look through, no doubt. It is a really cool style that I enjoy. Just it feels very comfortable, right? All right. Here we have some guy who looks like he's in the process of becoming a robot. He has Iron Man's reactor in his chest. A third eye. His chakras are aligned. Anakin's hand. Where's that Luke Skywalker's? Or they both have hands. They both have robotic hands. Or neither of them. Some fan I am. His brain is exposed and he's got jumper cables attached to it. It's awesome though. I like it. You can just see the energy crackling around it. No, but it's well read. This is another one where I wish I could see it like looking straight on, but it's kind of taken at an angle, which I'm not blaming you for. It's just wishful thinking that I could see it more directly.
Eu preciso chegar.
Very, very cool. I like it. I like it with all the cables and tendrils and stuff going off to who knows where, because you know what it's attached to on this end, and you don't know what it's attached to on the other end, right?
Eu preciso de alvo.
Abstract acrylic painting. I like those drawings too. I like to have like 4 of my own pieces similar to this hanging in the hallway. It's just fun to switch paint around on a canvas. Can't deny it.
Longe demais.
Similar to what I do. It looks like you didn't do too much mixing on the palette. Maybe only mixing mostly on the canvas. Maybe a little bit of mixing for like this blue looks like maybe it was mixed with like white and black, you know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe this looks like a lot of this was maybe palette knife painting is a great look. I also feel like there could be a glare on this that would make it harder to see like the top right hand section of this. I like how some of it is darker. Painting sinks in, there's some depth. I feel like I'm looking down into the innards of it. This almost looks like a spinal cord right here. Looking into like a crazy chest cavity or something. There's a whole world in there. Pretty sweet. Oh, we got some cakes here. On the right, a Lego man head, 4th birthday. And on the left, someone turning 777. Now I'm trying to figure out if there is a significance to 408 credits, 36-cent bet, and being paid 1,982. I'm guessing maybe, but someone being born in 1982 would be like 37 right now. So what? Maybe the 777 doesn't have to do with their age at all. It's just slots. Oh, these have got to be those chocolate coins. So this all looks very crisp and well done. Very impressive. I took a cake decorating class, at least part of one before I stopped going, when I worked at Michael's before, because it was free to take classes if you worked there. And you know, decorating cakes is not that easy. Yeah, this is awesome.
Eu preciso chegar mais perto.
Right here we have a sprouting elephant. Crafted out of clay, I guess. And it looks like it's got a bit of an attitude. I would not mess with this elephant. More than I would not mess with most elephants. I've actually sat on a sculpture of an elephant before, and nothing bad happened to me, but I probably would not sit on this one. So, I mean, they're, you know, yeah, don't mess with it. The closest to a real elephant I've sat on is a water buffalo or a caribou. And I could... Yeah, no, this is cool. I have, not too long ago, I did get some sculpting clay. I tried making some sculpting some stuff, you know, and it's not that easy, so... Like, I'm wondering if there's like some wire or something in here supporting it. Because if they use the same kind of clay I did, like this would not have held up by itself before they cooked it. Alright, this strikes me as a cross section, like an X-ray view of a little forest area. Like, this is the ground right here. This could be totally way off. And then it seems like this is like, to me, I would like for this to be like some underground hollow. And this is weird, crazy, creepy stuff. Magical stuff growing underground, right? Because look, there's like stuff dribbling down from the top, and then this is the stuff growing on the ground, a mushroom and a fern, and there's like a spider web up here and some big helical thing. And then some other vines dangling down. That's kind of how it's striking me. Which is really cool. Kind of like a fairy tale thing. Like this could help it illustrate a story or something. Maybe if there was a character or something in it. Yeah, I don't know if it needs that even. No, it definitely doesn't need it.
Eu preciso chegar mais perto.
Alright. What is this? I think watercolor or digital. I don't know, this part up here, these red lines behind, this is definitely my favorite part right here, this upper section. There's like those orange, darker orange lines. It looks like a shattered window back there. It was very satisfying. I mean, I think this looks like a white gel pen or something. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's pretty sweet. Stuff going on in the back. There's like so many layers. That's what's so cool about this, all the different layers. You can look at one layer, and then once you think you're done with it, you find another layer to look at behind it or in front of it. Right, here we have a banana bouquet. Very crisply done. Also, I like this one again because, sorry, I'm like slouching down a little bit now. You'll forgive me, right? Do you think this is a print? Could be a print. I don't know. Probably not. No, I don't think it is. Because, I mean, I can see where they drew on it with a white marker here. But I love how you can see the texture of the paper here. Like, I don't know what this is exactly, but I like it. The inside of the peel, like the pink, the yellow. Oh, so good. And then some of it's just plain. People make the best. Some people just make the best.
Longe demais.
Let's go. Ryan Clout Bape. This puppy. Amazing amalgamation of lines, textures, and clumps.
Estou fora de alcance.
I like it. You have to look at it like this. Good stuff right there. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Yeah, keep it up. What's this movie with Keanu young Keanu, like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Eu preciso chegar mais
The
perto.
only thing that... Doesn't this guy have blonde hair there? Was he really wearing this vest for the whole movie? I don't know if I've ever actually watched this movie. Sometimes I get it mixed up with Wayne's World in my head, which is obviously probably a huge crime for you people who grew up watching this movie, but I didn't watch this
Eu
movie,
preciso de alvo.
and I didn't really care. But this is a great drawing, obviously. Besides all of that, the drawing's great. The faces are sweet. I guess it's a cool style. And the background itself probably took just as long to get all of that. It's just like a lot of pages to keep doing those concentric circles.
Eu preciso chegar mais perto.
Some graffiti. Okay. Crisp.
Longe demais.
Probably fresh stuff. Does this say? Let's just the other reason.
Estou fora de alcance. I'm guessing this isn't actually... Is this actually on the wall? Is that on the wall? You wouldn't actually put that next to your graffiti thing, though, would you? Put your point your Twitter handle at it. Maybe they erased that. It's just chalk, and they erased it afterwards. So they took the picture. No, but this looks cool, though. Like, I don't really know much about graffiti. I'll be honest. I'm like, that's not like really a scene that I'm in or part of at all in my life. But this is awesome. I just like how, like a big bold pink thing, you know. Satisfying. All right. More tree twisty goodness. This is like a tritone or something, right? Got the white, got the black, and then there's at least maybe 2 or 3 shades of gray going on here as well, with all the nice twisty viney stalks as well. And in the background, this is a totally different take on it, right? That's super cool. The background almost looks like an engraving with these little white lines in there. They probably added that afterwards. I mean, it's not a very high quality picture. The white thin on top of the red. It's super cool. And these lines also right here also make it look kind of like an engraving. It turned out great. It turned out very cool. I like the way you outlined a lot of this with the... I mean, I would call it red. I guess it's kind of heading towards orange, but... super cool. Alright. This is sweet. Eu preciso de alvo.
This one definitely looks like it could be part of a storybook, right? About these two wandering through the forest. It's a great
Eu
ambiance.
preciso chegar mais
And
perto.
I love these little stalks and how everything has that little white border around everything that makes it all really crisp. And there's a texture to everything too, and I can't tell if it's like part of the paint or part of the paper or what exactly is going on. But I love the colors here. You know, that's one of those things that you don't think of right away when you're like drawing a tiger. You'd be like, all right, I gotta get my... I'll get some black out, I'll get some white out, I'll get some orange and red, you know, but no, there's like yellow and green in there too. Like, you don't really think of it once you put it in there. It looks good, it's convincing, it looks real. It doesn't look out of place at all. Alright. This looks like some sort of disaster for animals. There's like a bunny in the sky right there. This is a really cool style, though. First of all, these animals are they look amazing, right? Like you can tell this person has some experience drawing animals, and this water that looks so cool. I like how there's like a lot of different little things going on here, like the water is, and there's like
the sky washing down over this mountain? There's a lot of things in the air, actually. The more I look at it, the more I see. It's one of those. It's a very cool draw paint, whatever it is. I think there's a bonsai tree down here. To be honest, I don't know what's going on with this painting, but I enjoy it. What's interesting is this. What do you think this is? You think it's like a wolf? It's the it seems like it's the only thing running the other direction. This little guy right here. Who is that? Zoom. Enhance. Where's my enhance button? I don't have it. I uninstalled the enhance button. It's taking up too much RAM. This is awesome though. I like it. The sky. I have no idea what's going on, but I still like it, of course. You don't have to understand things to enjoy them. The water is almost one of my favorite parts. How it's like see-through, the color of it. Yeah, beautiful. Really beautiful. Oh. Look at his cute little stinger. Is this a bee? Is it a bee or a hornet or... I'm guessing it's a bee. I guess if I imagined a hornet, it would have like big pinchers or something, even though I don't really know how to tell the difference of them. And obviously this isn't like a scientifically, anatomically correct insect, but it's a, you know, I guess obviously because it's so adorable, but it's knitting or sewing. It's beautiful. I think this is probably, yeah, it's like ink and markers and stuff. So fluffy. Alright. I'm guessing this one is digital. But it doesn't have to be. It's a cool style though. With the kind of like a trailing. It kind of reminds me of screen printing, how when you do screen printing you do the different colors on top of each other, you know, and here it looks like they kind of did them slightly offset, but if you really did that they would be, you would see them all over the place, but you know what I mean? That's just kind of what it makes me think of off the top of my head, but it's definitely I like it. Yeah, that one looks cool when you zoom out also. Then it almost looks more like a shadow behind it instead of just like a... Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I didn't really think about that at first, that could be a shadow. Like if you have two different colored lights shining in different places. Yeah. Right here we have a blockhead with a Letterman jacket on or something. There's such a difference between the main subject matter and the background, which is a cool contrast. Pretty sweet. But I guess this could be, you know, I don't know, it's like, is this a watercolor and then they just brought it up to the edge, or is this like a piece of paper that got cut out and glued to it? I don't know. Whoa. The double helix of doom. This is crazy. Look at that. I wish we had a better picture of it, but it's like this small. Zoom in and we just see, it looks like a bit like it's made out of coral, almost. Coral and guts and roofing materials. Very cool. This very convincing, like, spiraling action, you know. It's very fun to look at. I see like a little crate, like a wooden crate right there. Yeah, I just like looking at it. That's all there is to it. Alright, here we have... It's like an angel going up to heaven. I think this is ink and then watercolor. be digital though, but I don't know. Some of it doesn't. It's not the one that's giving me a weird amount of problems. Some of you are probably wondering, like, Peter, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Sorry. Okay. I love how Earth looks in this one though. Got Earth way down here in the corner. The little continents and oceans and little atmosphere. And this person, this thing, this golden being is shooting up here. This stuff is kind of weird. Is this supposed to be a good place they're going? I mean, it seems like it would be a good place they're going, because seem like I get like a good feeling about this and this, about the thing and the destination. It seems like, but I don't know if I get a good feeling about the stuff that's swirling about them. So it's good, conflicting feelings, you know. All right, it's a cool doodle. Working with swirls, some zigzags to set it all off, a sideways mouth. Nice. There you go. That's all it takes. This can be really enjoyable to do, you know, just start one little place and to just keep building off of it. If I had to guess where MVP Maya started on this one, I would guess it was like it's tough. Maybe like right here, or maybe MVP Maya is left-handed. They started right here. I don't know. Some people work totally different than me, so I don't know. Oh. Who drew this one? Selena Kyle. The weirdest thing about this one is no doubt these crazy lens flares shooting off from the weird directions. Like, what is going on right here? Is that an actual thing on their desk? Or was this added afterwards? These little spikes of light everywhere. Like, what's going on here? It doesn't look bad. It's just I'm just curious. So this is pencil. Look, they left the pencils in there, so we know what it is. Pencil. And then obviously some, I think they might have drawn this on gray paper, right? Draw it on gray paper. You already have your midtones always laid out, and then you can draw your dark stuff, you know, put your shading, and then if you have a white pencil, you can come in and do your highlights. And it looks really good. It looks sharp, that's for sure. Well done. The real STDs drew this picture. Cool doodle. Lots of nice dark spots, so it makes it look like this is like the Swiss cheese of doodles, you know, which is a cool thing. Like it's a doodle doily. Lots of holes in it. Lots of cool little things to look at. It looks like a machine that Shel Silverstein would draw almost, or, you know, some maybe Seussian thing. Who knows? I like this part. All these weird little contraptions and tubes and everything going every which way. Hmm.
Estou fora de alcance.
This person knew what they need to spend time on and what they didn't, right? They knew they didn't need to spend a lot of time on the ground down here, right? And I don't think they spent a lot of time on these buildings, right? And then they added, somehow, I mean, that's pretty cool. I wish I knew how to do stuff like adding these
Little lens flares. Or, is this the bokeh thing I was talking about? You know, like little blurry spots of light. Would that really happen? Maybe it would. Whatever it is, it looks... No, is this person standing on the edge of a building about to jump off? Is that what's supposed to be happening here? I just realized that. Is that what's supposed to be happening? Please let her wings work. Also, what is this right here? Are these two little things coming off the back of her dress? What is this? What are these little swirls? Is that the tie of her dress or something? Anyways, no, I'm getting... Anyways, her hair is incredibly full. We need to find out which shampoo she uses. But the wings look amazing. Like the shading and the lighting on those are awesome. And there's a great... Like it really looks convincing. Like there's a bright light right in front of her. Like you can see that right here. It's like shining around her. I feel like a lot of the stuff I do, I kind of accidentally do. Kind of stumbled my way into a lot of things. I feel like it'd be pretty difficult to stumble your way into some lighting effects like these. It's very intentional. Right, so we have some sort of forest nymph or something here with a green ball. Do you think it uses it to tell the future? Tell the past? Tell the present? This looks like maybe colored pencils, crayons or something. I say colored pencils, but there's like no... It could just be markers. It's like too much texture for markers, but not enough texture for colored pencils, and just very confused is all. That's all. Maybe it's just a rough paper or something. I'm getting too caught up on guessing what medium it is. I can say things about the paintings without guessing what medium it is all day. I like the way there's like... I mean, this would drive me crazy. Obviously, anyone who had horns, it would drive them crazy to have vines or seaweed or whatever this is hanging from their horns. That would be absolutely infuriating, but it looks nice for the photo. I like all the little shading. No, it looks cool. It's fun. I like that. All right. This one, pretty crazy. Crying his eyes out of his eyes. In incredible anguish. There's a whole seascape on his back. I think this says something right here. I like it. I wonder if this was drawn in class instead of taking notes, because I feel like this is the type of thing I used to draw in class instead of taking notes, and not in a bad way either. It would keep me from daydreaming. You know, it looks like daydreaming. If I tried to pay attention in class and not doodle, then I would daydream. This would keep me from daydreaming. It would occupy the part of my mind that would normally daydream. I'd still be able to pay attention. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to explain my way out of it. Maybe it doesn't work at all. Cool drawing though. I like the way you can see the inside of the cheek here. Is it like disintegrating, deteriorating? Right. Oh, got like a nice dip, like a steel nib dip pen here. This is all very carefully done. Trace out the circles first and then come back in.
Longe demais.
Do you think this orange one was used? I guess it was a little bit here. It mostly looks like purple and yellow. Maybe pink, purple, and yellow. But it's pretty crazy how
Eu preciso.
the gradients of ink to ink. Some places it's just ink. It's just pink or yellow or purple, you know. But some places it looks like it kind of switches from one to the other mid-stroke, which is a pretty cool effect. And pretty in general. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for showing that one. Very well done. It's a... I've been kind of looking for like a way to draw on black paper like this, and I think the dip pen might be a good way to do it. It's a good idea. Alright. We have a cool painting. I would guess acrylic. It's like... I almost think this is like a waterfall right here. And then the rest of this is some otherworldly landscape. Like maybe these are other little waterfalls, and these are little coves and caves and stuff. And this is just another planet coming up out of the ground. I don't know. This kind of debunked my theory, this little circle right here. So maybe this is a magma fall. There's lava down here. I love all the different colors tucked away inside of each other, though, for sure. Very satisfying. And the white kind of coming along the edges of everything, highlighting. All right. Got some nice gold paint here. This is like not too complicated, you know? I'm not sure what this face is supposed to be, though. The eyes are a little bit off-putting, how one of them has a pupil and one of them doesn't. My throat. I'll be right back. Sorry. I feel like this is acrylic too, maybe. It almost seems like this paint.
Preciso de alvo
Sunken
antes.
tips of the eyes were painted on. Like with thin pink paint, or before the white was totally dried or something. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of this. Like, what is it supposed to be? It reminds me of a piece of sushi lying on a cloth on a lily pad or something, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. Or a little Japanese Russian nesting doll. Or I just don't know what it is, but it looks nice. Are these actual things? Does this actually say something? I don't know. Alright. We have good footage. And I mean footage. A good picture here, which another one I wish was straight down, you know, because I feel like I'm so far away from this part of the picture up here. I want to see this corner of the cloud up there. No, but this looks awesome. I would guess this is markers, ink and markers probably. Really, obviously I'm a sucker for clouds, which look great here. They look fantastic. And these pants look awesome also. These are pretty much just like sharp clouds. That's how that seems to me. This, along with the hair, and this guy's melting flesh. Yeah, that's a cool style. I like that. There's some nice shading here. That's the way you can, like layer markers. That's probably like yellow on top of the green or something. I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of experience with markers, but yeah, sweet. I walk like that sometimes. I definitely slouch like that. This is more how I sit. This posture right here is definitely more how I sit than how I stand. My legs aren't quite that much longer than the rest of my body, but I like how you drew the worn out, the ripped jeans, yeah. This is fun. The eyelids do bother me a little bit, but no, that's part of the style. I mean, if anyone else had drawn them that way, they still would have bothered me, but no, it's a cool drawing. I like it with the slime dropping down. It reminds me of like Nickelodeon or something, you know. Which was that show where everyone just randomly got slimed all the time? I don't remember. Yeah, cool drawing though. I like it. Okay. Dope bubbling skull. Blue bubbles, green goop, red drops, red spikes, and black and white zebra stripes zigzagging out, radiating from the center. And it's on, I feel like this is, yeah, it's on a piece of canvas, but the weird thing about it is this stuff almost seems like it's like Sharpie or something. And I'll tell you, the drawing with a marker on canvas obviously sometimes doesn't work that well. It like wears it out. Actually, a lot of this seems like it could be marker. I'm not sure. No, I mean, I can see paint strokes here. I don't know why. I still don't know why. More footage. But yeah, no, it looks sweet. It's kind of dizzying, like the black and white lines on the outside. It's like one of those optical illusions you look at and the center of it is moving out, the outside moving in, and you get sucked into it, and next thing you know, you've been staring at it for 3.5 days and you peed your pants. Now this looks like like Studio Ghibli art, which, I mean, I feel like I should be more reluctant to say that, because I feel you probably get that a lot if I would say that, you know, because I feel like people say that a lot to me, like when I draw something, oh Peter, that looks like Howl's movie or something. I mean, not just about Studio Ghibli, just like when you hear over and over again that something you do looks like something else, it's like you just want to be your own person, you know. It's fine. It's awesome. That's what I want to say.